Well, we currently manage, that is the council managing the Appointeeship service, where we look after people's benefits for people who aren't able to manage the benefits themselves. Okay. We currently manage benefits for over 400 people, and we distribute personal allowances so they've got some cash to spend each week. We pay all the bills, and essentially we're making sure that everybody's got electricity, gas, phone, TV, can live really and look after their money at the same time. Yeah, we've currently got about 400 people who we manage their benefits for, so benefits equating to over £2 million worth of income. We currently have a banking provider and a banking system which is extremely antiquated. A lot of our processes are very manual and labour intensive. It's not a very efficient service. So we're looking to redesign the service by essentially moving over to an online banking provider and almost go digital, which is very much the mantra of the council at the moment. Our current banking provider doesn't enable us to make online payments for bills, etc. So all bills are received, paper bills, they're scanned into a client records management system, and they're paid for by cheque. And it's not only the payment of bills by cheque which is causing problems. These 400 appointees turn up at one of 8 council offices on a weekly basis, sometimes 2, 3, 4 times a week, to collect cash in small denominations in brown envelopes. And it's an antiquated system. We don't really want our staff to hand over cash in public offices. It isn't a statutory service, it's discretionary. However, the council have opted to continue delivering this service in the interest of supporting and the well-being of vulnerable people. Well, we're looking to change banking provider, first and foremost, to a banking provider that enables online banking, so benefits can transfer straight into an online account. We can pay the bills, set up direct debits, schedule payments, and we're looking to issue prepayment cards, cash cards, almost like your own debit card, where rather than coming to the office to collect money on a weekly basis, we will load their cash card up on a weekly basis and they can go and use it at their cash point machines, use it in store contactless, make online payments, etc. The benefits are quite significant for the clients. It gives them greater choice and control and flexibility how and when they access their weekly personal allowance. I mean, some clients make quite lengthy journeys into a local council office every week to collect the money. Instead, they can use a cash point near to them. They can use a store, contactless. It's yeah, the opportunities for them are endless. We've put some safeguards around the card, so obviously they can't go overdrawn. The card will be loaded with their scheduled weekly payments. But yeah, flexibility for the client is quite significant. Yes, we are proposing that we start introducing an administration charge for administering the account. We've done some benchmark with the local authorities who adopt the same systems and processes, and what we're proposing to charge fits nice in the middle of the national benchmarking. It's an opportunity to generate some income so we can plough it back into constantly improving the service, really. We're proposing that there's a threshold so that somebody has to have over £1,000 at any one time in their agency account, we call it, before they're charged a weekly admin fee. If the money and the benefits are managed correctly, very few people should actually be charged. Because in theory, benefits come in, benefits go out. Essentially what we're proposing is that weekly personal allowances, the distribution method is by a cash card, debit card. We're proposing that clients that can afford to pay contribute an administration charge every week towards administering the accounts. And we are proposing to introduce a more robust eligibility criteria. Because at the moment we don't have an eligibility criteria as such. It can be very much a want for somebody to ask the council to manage their benefits. And actually what we're saying is that you need to be eligible under the Care Act or the Mental Capacity Act or through safeguarding. Well, they'll be consulted through the consultation process. They'll be receiving letters informing them of the change. They'll be invited to feedback online or through paper. There's a consultation document so they can see the benefits of the change and what we're proposing. We've fed back through staff, through the stakeholder working group we've got set up, and we're going to engage with all providers who may well be impacted by the changes through consultation. I think the social workers in particular are worried that some of the appointees, particularly those with learning disabilities, may well have difficulty keeping hold of a card and remembering their PIN number. So they're going to have to do a little bit of work with the current providers and those clients to come up with strategies and practices how they can retain and look after their cards safely. Yeah, we're running a consultation between March and April. For the appointees themselves, there'll be an opportunity to feedback through a paper version and face-to-face with social workers, support workers, or business support staff. And at the same time we're running the consultation starting the 4th of March, I think it is, we're piloting the prepaid cards with about 58 appointees who have offered to test out the new way to distribute personal allowances. We'll gather all the feedback together, we'll evaluate it, we'll produce a report and proposal and go back to Cabinet probably mid-June for a final decision. We'll look full implementation September with a view to start charging probably after October. So for September we'd look to transfer everybody across to prepaid cards. Yeah, this is a consultation, there's nothing been agreed, nothing set in stone. We'll take the learning from the consultation exercise and we'll use the feedback wisely. I think for me it's an acceptance that we have to modernise our systems and processes, and this is something that's not to be feared. It's change which is good change. It's not a statutory service, so the council don't have to deliver it, and that's really, really important. Our current methods are antiquated, and the message I try to enforce when I'm out and about is that we're not an emergency banking system service. We're purely managing people's benefits. Current key workers of the pilot cohort are actively engaged in the project themselves. They've been out to speak with the clients, speak with the providers. They're actually facilitating the distribution of the cards, activation of the cards, and the introduction of the pilot. So yeah, they've been very, very proactive.